Iberdrola is a Spanish public multinational electric utility company based in Bilbao, Basque Country. Iberdrola has a workforce of around 31,330 employees in dozens of countries on 4 continents, serving around 31.67 million customers. Subsidiaries include Scottish Power, Iberdrola USA and Elektro, amongst others. The largest shareholder of the company was, in 2013, Qatar Investment Holding. Other significant shareholders are ACS, Kutxabank and Bankia. Since embarking on its growth and international expansion plan in 2001, Iberdrola has become Spain a Euro unregistered trademark's largest energy group by market capitalization, the global leader in wind energy and one of the world a Euro unregistered trademark's largest utilities by market capitalization. The company is a component of the Euro Stoxx 50 stock markets index. History: Iberdrola was created on November 1, 1992 as a result of the merge between Iberdrola Copyright Ctrica Spa Plus or Minus Ola and Iberdrola. Iberdrola Copyright Ctrica Spa Plus or Minus Ola, also known as Iberdrola, had started activity in 1907. While Iberdrola started in 1944 as the result of the merge between Iberdrola Copyright Ctrica Copyright Rica and Saltos del Douro. The origin of Iberdrola lie in the Spanish industrialization in the early 20th century, when Iberdrola Copyright Ctrica Copyright Rica was formed. As of 2011 and with the integration of Scottish Power and Energy East, now renamed Iberdrola USA, the company has become a major multinational group. In 1840, a group of American entrepreneurs created the Hartford City Light Company, setting in motion the incorporation on the eastern seaboard of the U.S. of Energy East, which would much later become Iberdrola USA. Meanwhile, thousands of kilometers away in Spain, a similar process was underway. In 1901 in Bilbao, a group of entrepreneurs headed by engineer Juan de Urrutia established Iberdrola Copyright Ctrica Copyright Rica. In 1907, Iberdrola Copyright Ctrica Copyright Rica shareholders created Iberdrola Copyright Ctrica Spa Plus or Minus Ola to supply Madrid and Valencia. A decade later, Saltos del Douro was founded, opening the county Euro unregistered trademark's first hydroelectric facility in 1935, the Ricabea power plant. World War I forced the industry to seek new sources of energy and to install large distribution networks. Amid huge instability, U.S. power companies began to join forces, attempting to become strong enough to withstand the economic and financial uncertainty. However, no one foresaw the magnitude of the stock market crash of 1929, which brought these emerging groups to the verge of ruin. In Spain, which had experienced a period of economic growth at the start of the 20th century, the industry suffered a severe setback in 1936 whose impact would be felt for the following 2 decades. The Civil War abruptly halted development, destroyed facilities and made maintaining the little equipment that remained extremely difficult. Spain suffered international isolation in the 1940s and experienced extreme difficulty in acquiring technology and materials, prices of which were soaring. It was against this backdrop that Iberdrola Copyright Ctrica Copyright Rica and Saltos del Douro joined forces to form Iberdrola. In 1955, the South of Scotland Electricity Board came into being, paving the way for the creation of Scottish Power 4 decades later, in 1990. 2 years after that, Iberdrola Copyright Ctrica Spa Plus or Minus Ola and Iberdrola, 4, teamed up, creating Iberdrola. In the latter part of the 20th century, Iberdrola began expanding into Latin America, mainly Mexico and Brazil. With Scottish Power and Iberdrola formed in Europe, in 1998 Energy East Corporation came into being in the U.S. following New York State Electric and Gas's acquisition of Central Maine Power, Southern Connecticut Gas Company, Connecticut Natural Gas Company, Berkshire Gas Company and RGS Energy Group. Following the arrival of José Ignacio Sánchez Golán in 2001, Iberdrola began focusing on renewable energy. In 2007, the company continued its international expansion, increasing its presence in the UK and the US via the integration of Scottish Power and Energy East. Iberdrola has faced several merger attempts and made additional acquisitions. Attempted merger between Iberdrola and Repsol in 1997, which failed due to a lack of agreement between the companies. Attempted merger between Iberdrola and Repsol in 1999, which was rejected by Lufthansa. Attempted merger between Iberdrola and Endesa in 2000, which was stopped due to the conditions imposed by Spanish Prime Minister José Copyright Mara Azar. Attempted hostile takeover bid by Gas Natural for Iberdrola in 2003, which was vetoed by Spain. A Euro unregistered trademark as National Energy Commission. Acquisition of Scottish Power by Iberdrola in November 2006, which led to the integration of this company in April 2007. This gave rise to Euro unregistered trademark as third largest utility. Acquisition of U.S. company Energy East by Iberdrola in 2008. Acquisition of Brazilian company Elektro in 2011. Company chairman Iberdrola chairman, Lucas de Arcajo Urrutia, José Copyright Luis de Ariel y Uruga 1/4 N, Fernando Mara de Ibarra, José Copyright Mara de Ariel y Arcajo, AA plus or minus Igo de Ariel Ibarra, Iberdrola chairman, Pedro de Carriaga and Baixabe, Conde de Cadagua, Pedro de Ariacio, Manuel Gar Mes de Pablos, Iberdrola chairman, IA plus or minus Igo de Ariel Ibarra, José Ignacio Sanchez Golan. Lines of business. Deregulated business Iberdrola Euro unregistered trademark S liberalized business combines power generation, and gas and electricity supply. The company had assets with combined installed capacity of 45,009 MW at the end of 2013. Iberdrola manages its production assets, comprising hydroelectric, combined cycle gas, nuclear and cogeneration plants located in 40 countries, mainly in Europe, North America and Latin America. Output in Spain, 58,076 GWh in 2013, of which 14,795 GWh were produced at hydroelectric plants. As a result, 79% of Iberdrola Euro unregistered trademark S production in Spain was CO2 emission-free. Regulated business Iberdrola provides service to more than 32.26 million people. In Spain has over 11.64 million supply points and a total distributed energy of 58,076 GWh. The TIEPI indicator for supply quality has been situated at a value of 0.62 hours. In the United Kingdom, the affiliate for the Scottish Power Group has over 5.79 million distribution clients. The volume of energy distributed has been 19,936 GWh. Iberdrola USA has 2.44 million power supply points in the United States of America. The volume of energy distributed has been 17,994 GWh. In Latin America, Iberdrola has distributed a total of 38,562 GWh in 2013. The number of customers has been 12.4 million, plus 4% of growth. Renewable energy business at the end of 2013, Iberdrola had operating installed capacity above 14,247 MW, a Euro 53% outside Spain, a Euro producing a total of 33,899 GWh of electricity in the year. Main subsidiaries Scottish Power The Euro unregistered trademark S fourth largest energy provider, Scottish Power has 5.79 million customers across the country and 7,380 employees. It has generation assets in hydro, coal, combined cycle gas and cogeneration, as well as a distribution network covering 65,000 kilometres of underground cables and 47,000 kilometres of overhead lines. Scottish Power is involved in smart grid projects in Glasgow and Liverpool, and provides charging points as a member of the Glasgow Consortium, which is developing an electric vehicles project. The installed capacity in the United Kingdom has reached 6,342 MW and production has been 19,936 GWh in 2013. Iberdrola USA Iberdrola USA, which became part of the group in September 2008, distributes electricity and gas to 2.44 million customers in the states of Maine and New York. It has offices located in its principal distribution centers in the two states. In New York, the business is shared by two operating subsidiaries, Euro New York State Electric and Gas and Rochester Gas and Electric Euro, both headquartered in Rochester. In Maine, Central Maine Power has headquarters in Augusta. NYSEG serves 878,000 electricity customers and 261,000 natural gas customers across more than 40% of upstate New York, whereas AG&E serves 367,000 electricity customers and 303,000 natural gas customers in 9 counties around the city of Rochester. CMP is the largest energy supplier in Maine, serving over 600,000 customers. Iberdrola USA promotes important infrastructure projects in both Maine and New York. In Maine, CMP began construction in September 2010 of the Maine Power Reliability Program, a $1.4 billion upgrade of the state Euro unregistered trademark S transmission network, which will also improve grid connections to Canada. It also began the rollout of a smart meter installation plan for 625,000 customers in Maine. In New York, important infrastructure projects have been undertaken at Ithaca and Corning Valley. Iberdrola Ingenieura with projects in more than 30 countries throughout Europe, Asia, Africa and North and South America. Iberdrola Ingenieura and Construcció Cubed na Euro unregistered trademark S services include engineering, supply, construction and commissioning, turnkey projects and operational support. In the area of R&D, is developing the ITA project. Iberdrola Inmobiliaria Iberdrola Inmobiliaria offers a range of real estate products, with a focus on residential property, holiday homes, offices, factory premises and shopping centers. Assets in Spain. Iberdrola also owns hydroelectric plants, especially in the Douro River Basin and the Tajo and Segura River Basins, etc. Construction is finished on the 848 MW La Muela plant and on the 175 MW San Esteban II plan, on the Sil River. The San Pedro II project has started its construction. See also, Saltos del Douro. Combined cycle plants CT de Castor Cubed N2, in Castor Cubed N, with 386 MW, CT de Castella Cubed N, in Castella Cubed N, with 2 units with a combined 1,650 MW, CT de Santos, in Santos, with 402 MW, CT Tarragona Power, in Tarragona, with 424 MW, CT de Arcos de la Frontera, in Arcos de la Frontera, with 2 groups with a combined 1,613 MW, CT Bahia de Biscaya, in Cia Copyright. RVANA, which is operated jointly with 3 other operators, of 780 MW, CT de Escan, in Villasca de la Sagra, of 391 MW, CT de Escambreras, in Cartagena, with 831 MW. Nuclear plants Iberdrola operates the following 5 nuclear plants individually or jointly with other companies: Almaraz Nuclear Power Plant, Trillo Nuclear Power Plant, Cofrents Nuclear Power Plant, Bandela Squared S2, Asker Cube 2. Thermal plants Iberdrola also owns 3 conventional thermal plants, mostly coal-fired, although they can also use fuel oil and gas oil. These are, CT de Villela, in Villela del Rao Carrier Cubed N, with 2 units, one of 148 MW and one of 350 MW, in operation since 1964 and 1984, respectively. CT de Lada, in Langreo, which had as many as 4 units, but now only has one of 350 MW, put into operation in 1981. Renewable energy. Headquartered in Valencia, the Iberdrola Renewables subsidiary had been listed on the stock exchange until July 2011, when Iberdrola decided to integrate it into the parent company. At the end of 2013, Iberdrola had operating installed capacity above 14,247 MW-53% outside Spain, producing a total of 33,899 million kilowatt-hour of power in the year. Major assets, Renewable Energy Operations Centers, core, Iberdrola's renewable energy operations centers in Toledo, Portland and Glasgow are the world's most important renewables facilities and pioneers in the industry for their cutting-edge technology. These centers control all Iberdrola's renewables facilities and their related substations worldwide 24/7, 365 days a year. Iberdrola's first core was set up in Toledo in 2003, with the other two coming on stream since. The Whiteley Wind Farm. With initial installed capacity of 322 MW, it is currently being enlarged to 539 MW. The complex is situated south of Glasgow and covers an area of 55 square kilometres, the same as that occupied by Glasgow itself. It boasts the first renewables learning centre in the UK, enabling a large number of people to find out more about the various renewable energy sources. Whiteley has obtained the prestigious Queen Euro Unregistered Trademark S award for its commitment to sustainability. The award recognises excellence in habitat management and the promotion of local community involvement in the renewable energies project. The Erlander Copyright Valo Wind Farm. The Erlander Copyright Valo Wind Farm, which was commissioned in 2010, is the largest wind power facility in Spain and continental Europe. It has installed capacity of 292 MW and is located between the towns of El Almendro, Alosno, San Silvestre and Puebla de Guzmán in the south of Huelva province. To transfer the power generated by these wind farms and connect them to the transmission grid, Iberdrola has built a new 120-kilometre line between Spain and Portugal, which means this complex occupies a key strategic position in the power interconnections between the two countries. P+or-Ascar Wind Power Project. The P+or-Ascar Wind Farm is the largest facility operated by the company worldwide, with installed capacity of 404 MW. Located in Kennedy County, Texas, its innovative features include a radar that detects the arrival of large flocks of migratory birds and shuts down the turbines if visibility conditions represent a danger. See also: José Ignacio Sánchez Golán, Wind Power in Spain. References. External links, official website. Press articles We need a coordinated European energy policy and an end to states protecting their own interests. Maine chooses Iberdrola to build gas pipeline to state properties. Iberdrola begins work on its first German offshore wind farm, plans 11 GW of offshore wind in Europe. Iberdrola joint venture bags $182 million investment for Brazilian wind farms. Iberdrola USA Foundation and Fundación Iberdrola Scholarship Program completes successful first year. Iberdrola invests 1.6 billion in German wind farm, wind energy in Poland. Iberdrola opens a wind farm. Iberdrola prices 750 MLN Euro 2017 bond. Iberdrola USA subsidiaries recognized for outstanding Sandy recovery efforts. Iberdrola sells €1 billion bond.